and I just love sharing knowledge. And once again, I know y'all know me, but I always make my introductions because there may be somebody that's watching that has never watched before. My name is Cedric, and I'm representing my product and my website. The product is custom made military rings. The website is militaryringexpress.com. 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 The phone number is 912-977-5059, and that's my personal number. You can call me there anytime because I wanted to have a personal touch. If I don't answer you right away, I'll get back to you. Sometimes I get a lot of calls, so if I don't get back to you that same day or the next day, please call me again. I'm not ignoring you, but sometimes I miss calls. But nevertheless, Military Ring Express, and of course we do custom military rings. I thought today, I said, well, let me show them stone colors when I do my broadcast today, because every time I do a broadcast, I feature something different. But these are the main styles of custom rings that we do. There are three main styles. You can see them shown up front, up top there. There's different metal choices, wording that you can do. But I wanted to show you the stone colors today. I wanted to focus on that. Those are the stone colors that we offer. There's a total of about 14 colors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, there's a total of 14 colors. And that's what they look like. I think those colors are more accurate than what you see on the website. And these are just a few of the different designs. Now those designs are for Army rings, but we do them for all branches of service. Navy, Marine Corps, Coast Guard. And if you're serving now, if you have served, or if you have a spouse or a loved one that served, as far as we're concerned, you're a member of our community. And those of you that's in it know it's a very tight-knit community. Okay, now that I got all that out the way, let me get to my topic today. I was looking for topics, and I came up with, I think, one that's a good one today. And it's a good one because, well, the name of the title is Shoot, Move, and Communicate. And it's the artillery slogan. It's the motto for the field artillery. And I used to be an artilleryman, so that's why I love it. Shoot, move, and communicate. And in this, the artillery is telling, that's our job as artillerymen, is to be able to shoot, to move, and communicate. Those three things are essential if we are to support the combat forces the way that they need to be supported. If we fail in one of those, then we fail our mission and we can't provide artillery support. We've got to be able to shoot, we've got to be able to move, and we've got to be able to communicate. Now, let me start with the shooting. When I say we've got to be able to shoot, what I mean is, first of all, the shooting has got to be accurate and effective. We've got to be able to hit the target. And there's a lot of different elements that come into play when it comes to shooting artillery, because you've got to be able, first of all, to see the target. You got to have eyes in place that can see that target. Normally those eyes are human, but they can come from different sources. But human is the most reliable because, when you've got a human there, he can tell you exactly what it is. If you can get a good picture, that picture, well, it may be better. But I like the human source the best. Maybe that's because that's just what I'm used to. But if you got an observer there, he can tell you exactly what's there, and he can give you an idea of what to shoot on it, or what type of ammunition to use on it when I say what to shoot. Because there's different situations where you use different types of ammunition. I guess a camera, if you could get a good image, I imagine a good image would do well also. So, I'm gonna try not to be totally biased. Okay, but also in able to shoot, you got to have ammo on hand. And believe it or not, I worked in logistics also. I worked in every aspect of the field artillery. I worked out from a forward observer, forward fire support officer, cannon, the cannon battery, the service battery, the logistics officer, special weapons, special weapons, that's nuclear artillery. I worked that, and a very, very interesting field. So I worked every aspect of the artillery. MLRS, I worked with MLRS, the multiple launch rocket systems, 8-inch field artillery, 155 field artillery, and a little bit with the 105s, the old 105 artillery. But, believe it or not, having ammunition there in the right quantities, in the right kind, in the right amount, that's a very difficult job. You use ammunition so rapidly, and artillery ammunition is heavy and bulky, and it has to be transported. And see, there are components to your ammunition. Just a regular point detonating, or a regular artillery round point detonating that hits on the ground. You've got to have a fuse. You've got to have your fuses. You've got to have your ammunition, your rounds, your high explosive rounds. You've got to have your powder, and you've got to have primers. Those are 4 different elements that you need just to shoot one round. And you've got to have the right powder. You've got to have the right fuses. There's different fuses. A high explosive round, you can use pretty much any fuse on. You can use a point detonating fuse. You can use a variable timing or a time fuse on that round. There are different rounds. You've got the what they call the improved conventional munition, the ICM round. You've got smoke. There's smoke rounds. We used to use chemical, but I don't. Why they don't? Well, they say they don't use them anymore. All right, but between you and I, But chemical, and then we had nuclear rounds also. Yeah, a lot of y'all didn't know that, did you? Yeah, we had nuclear rounds also. On your smoke rounds, there's different. There were different types of smoke. Oh yeah, in the old illumination rounds, we had illumination rounds too. Illumination rounds, you'd shoot them at night. When you got a suspected enemy in the territory, they would eject a parachute with a flare, with a magnesium flare. And that thing would burn so bright, it would light up an area. And there were different patterns. As a forward observer, you could shoot them in either a range spread, or what was called a lateral spread, or a range and lateral spread, or just one at a time. There's just so many different variations. And they're very difficult, to maintain the right amounts of ammunition and the right combinations. And when somebody is up front and they're requesting artillery, they're not telling you, I need this, and I need some help. That's basically, they're crying for help. They said, I need some artillery. I got something in front of me. I need to see something landing on it and blowing it up. And so there's a lot of determinations which have to be made. The forward observer, he's the best, to make the first determination on what should be used. He'd call it back, and then the Fire Direction Center, they may change that determination based on what's available. Because, say, a lot of times, as a forward observer, I would call for smoke. And, well, guess what? They didn't have any more smoke. So, okay, what they would do then, they'd say, well, we don't have any smoke. We're going to use white phosphorus. Well, they wouldn't ask me. They just tell me. And so in that case, I wouldn't get smoke. I'd get white phosphorus, which works well as a smoke, but it has a totally different behavior. And also, it's something that harms human beings. So now it depends on, I've got to look at the way the wind is blowing before I call for this stuff. I got to look at who it's going to affect. Is it going to blind my people more than it blinds the enemy? And so it's a very complicated field. You've got to have very highly trained people, because they've got to make very critical decisions very quickly. But I tell you what, I loved it. I loved it, loved it, loved it. Hated it sometimes, but I loved it most of the time. Well, I'm at 10.5 minutes, and I could go on, but I'm going to stop right here. We'll just stop it right there because I don't want to talk too long because most people will get bored. But nevertheless, just stay tuned, and we'll continue to do these posts for you because I love them. Military Ring Express is my website, www.militaryringexpress.com. Check it out. Bye bye now.